Welcome to this 22nd session of visual programming. The main objective of this session is to learn the looping statements, different types of looping statements such as for next loop, while when loop, for each next, exit, nested for next loop. Now let us understand what is a loop and what are looping statements. Loop statements allow you to execute one or more lines of code repeatedly. Many tasks consist of trivial operations that must be repeated over and over again. So if you want to repeat some statements again and again repeatedly, then we have to write those statements inside the loop. Now let us see what is a for next loop. The syntax of for next loop is you have to write the word for, then write the count, how many times you have to execute the loop or how many times you want to execute the statements inside the for loop, that you have to write. Start to end you have to mention by incrementing or decrementing whatever is convenient inside a code. One or more VB statements will be included. So the condition is checked first. Let's see how the for next loop is executed. The condition is checked first. If the condition is true, the body of the loop will be executed and the control will be transferred back to the condition to redo the same set of things once again. If the condition is false, then the control is transferred to the next statement outside the body of the loop. The body of the loop is executed repeatedly till the condition is true. So this is how the for loop will be executed. Let us see with an example code here. To print the factorial of a given number, so let's input a number. Let's say we input the number as 4. Okay, so we need to find out the factorial of the number 4, for example. So you know that it should be 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So let us start from the initial number, the counter from let's consider I as the counter. So I is equal to 1. So till the number you have to run this loop. Let's consider the value to be 4. So fact is equal to fact into I. So next I, it will be I is now 1, so it will be then incremented to 1. So I becomes 2, then again fact into 2. So like this it goes on till the value of I is 4. And then finally when the I value becomes 5, it comes out from the loop and the factorial will be printed. Now let's see what is, there is another looping statement called as while when statement. Let's see what it is. The condition is checked first, just like in the for next loop. When the condition is true, the body of the loop executed and the control is transferred back to the condition. It is similar to what you saw in the for next. When the condition is false, control is transferred to the next statement outside the loop. The body of the loop is executed repeatedly till the condition is true. So this is the syntax of the while when statement, the loop. So write the keyword while inside after that you give the condition what you want to check for and write the statements which you want to execute, and this is how you end the while loop by writing when. While end, WEND stands for while end. For example, to count the counts from 1 to 100, so to find the sum of the numbers between 1 to 100, this is the code written. So while number should be lesser than or equal to 100, so let us initialize the number as 1 before the while loop, then number equal to number plus 1, and you are ending the while loop here. So the loop will go on till the value of number becomes 100. When the value of a number becomes 101, it comes out from the loop. So by then it would have calculated the sum of all the numbers between 1 and 100 and the result will be kept in the variable number. Let's see another for each next loop. The for each next loop repeats a group of statements, each element in a collection. For each next to traverse the array, traversing an array simply means visiting each position of the array. So you could traverse an array in order to search for the occurrence of a specific value, or we could traverse an array in order to subtotal its elements. Let's see what are the rules for using for each next. For collection, element can only be variant variable, a generic object variable, or an object listed in the object browser. This is the condition you have to follow for using the for each next. For arrays, elements can only be a variant variable. In the previous sessions, we have discussed what a variant variable is. We cannot use for each. Next, with an array of user defined types, because a variant cannot contain a user defined type, so they have to be predefined built-in types only. For example, you can see this example and try to type this code in the VB application and try to see the output yourself. Please note down the code here. Let's see another type of loop, nested for next loop. For a nested loop that consists of two loops, let's define what a nested loop is. A loop inside another loop is called as a nested loop. For a nested loop that consists of two loops, the first cycle of the outer loop will be processed first. So you will have an outer loop and an inner loop. So the outer loop will be performed first, and then it will process the whole repetitive process of the inner loop. Once the inner loop is completely executed, then the control will be transferred to the outer loop. Then the second cycle of the outer loop will be processed, and again the whole repetitive process of the inner loop will be processed. The program will end when the whole cycle of the outer loop is processed. So this is the structure of a nested loop here. The outer loop, the counter 1, the for counter 1 is the outer loop, and for counter 2 is an inner loop inside that. So the statements under the inner loop will be executed first fully, and then the control will be transferred to the outer loop for counter 1 for the second time. So once again, when it comes inside this inner loop, all the statements will be executed under that, and again the control will be transferred to the outer loop. So this goes on till the condition is false in the outer loop. So this is an example. Please see this example and try it yourself. This is the output what you see for this code. You can try it in the VB application and see to it that you get a output like this. Now let's see how to exit the loop. The exit statement allows you to exit directly from the for loop and do loop. Exit for can appear as many times as needed inside a for loop, and exit do can appear as many times as needed inside a do loop. Sometimes the user might want to get out from the for loop even before the whole repetitive process is executed. That means you do not want to execute, suppose say the for loop has to execute 10 times, but in between you just want to come out. Then in that case you can use this exit, so through which you can abruptly stop the loop and come out. This is the syntax. So use counter starts from start till the end. So here you have an exit for statement. So even before completing all the statements, you will exit from the loop. So this is the example. So you will exit from this loop if the value of n is 100, then you will exit the do loop. If the value of n is not 100, then you would continue the statements in the loop. With end with statement. The with end with statements executes a series of statements that repeatedly refer to a single object or structure, so that the statements can use a simplified syntax when accessing the members of the object or structure. When using a structure, it's possible only read the values of members or invoke the methods. So please try this example, students. So let us answer some few questions on the loops. The body of a for next loop in Visual Basic will always be executed once, no matter what the initial and terminating values are. The options are true, false. The dash loop repeats a group of statements for each item in a collection of objects or for each element of an array. Options are while loop, do until loop, do while loop, for each loop. Third question, it is also known as an iteration. Options are looping, function call, method call, subprocedure call. Dash cannot be declared in a form or a class module. Private constants, public constants, static constants, none of these. Which statement checks any undeclared variables and reports to the user about the error? Options are dim, external, looping, iteration. Thank you.